A long time ago, there lived a noble king, kind, fair, and deeply loved by his people. Not just humans, but even animals trusted him. Among all his companions, one stood out, a wise and loyal parrot. This parrot was not just a pet. He was the king's confidant, his comfort in loneliness, and his voice of wisdom. One morning the parrot gently said, "Your Majesty, may I visit my old parents? I'll return in a few days." The king's heart sank. The thought of being apart from his beloved parrot pained him. Still, with heavy eyes, he said, "All right, but promise to return soon." The parrot bowed and spread his wings. He flew across forests and rivers until he finally reached his parents' home. Their reunion was filled with joy and tears. But when it was time to leave, his parents wept. They handed him a glowing fruit and said, "Give this to the king. It makes the old young again and heals every illness." The parrot's heart soared. Clutching the magical fruit, he began his long journey back. But the path was harsh, and soon he grew tired. He rested under a tall tree and drifted into sleep. While he dreamed, a poisonous snake slithered by, took a small bite of the fruit, and vanished into the bushes. The fruit had now turned deadly, but the parrot didn't know. When he returned to the palace, he chirped joyfully, "Your Majesty, I've brought a gift. This fruit will keep you forever young and strong." The king smiled warmly, but his minister frowned. "My lord, we should test it first. What if it's dangerous?" Cautiously, they offered a small piece to a servant. Moments later, the servant collapsed, lifeless. Shock and horror filled the hall. The king's joy turned to blazing fury. "This parrot tried to kill me," he thundered. "Behead him immediately." The parrot cried out, his voice trembling. He tried to speak, but no one listened. Tears glistened in his eyes as the blade fell. His life ended without justice. The remaining fruit was thrown outside the palace walls. Days passed, and from that very spot, a tree began to grow. It soon bore the same kind of golden fruit. The king, haunted by anger, declared, "No one is to eat from this tree. Its fruit is poisonous." But fate had its own plans. One day, an old, hungry couple walked by. Weary and starving, they noticed the fruit glimmering in the sunlight. Temptation overcame fear. They ate it and rested beneath the tree. When they awoke, something miraculous had happened. Their wrinkles had vanished. Their bodies felt young and strong once again. The news spread like wildfire. The poisonous tree was healing the old and weak. Shaken and curious, the king summoned one of his trusted sick courtiers. "Eat a slice," he commanded. The old man obeyed. Moments later, to everyone's amazement, his hunched back straightened. His weak voice grew firm. His face shone with youth. The fruit was truly magical. The truth struck the king like lightning. "That parrot, he was innocent. He brought this gift for me." Remorse flooded his heart. Tears streamed down his face as he whispered the name of his most loyal friend, now gone forever. The tree still stands, but more than that, the story stands as a timeless reminder. Never make decisions in anger or rely only on others' words. Listen to your heart as much as your mind. Sometimes, the people who love us the most are the ones we misunderstand the deepest. In our rush to judge, we forget to feel. True wisdom lies not in reacting, but in pausing, listening, and choosing kindness, even when doubt clouds the truth. One wrong decision made in haste can destroy a lifetime of loyalty. So before you act, ask your heart, not just your head. Because regret always speaks louder when the innocent falls silent.